rules. There are only two rules. One is no gouging eyes, the other is no biting. Aside from that, there are no rules. So there's punching to the groin, and they're not cold punches, they're full punches, there's headbutts. Good morning. There's anything you can imagine, and these guys are usually pretty big, they're very muscled, they train hard for these things, and you would expect to see some really spectacular stuff. The thing that's interesting is, almost invariably, I think I've seen one match that's not true, is they all end up on the ground, and they end up with one guy on top of the other, and they're holding on for dear life. And the guy on the bottom can't escape, and the guy on the top can't win. Eventually, of course, somebody does win because they stop the match because somebody's bleeding or whatever. But I'm really struck with the lack of techniques used by the people, either on the bottom or on the top, to finish the match. And every time I watch one of these things, I'm screaming at the TV screen, "Use your legs! Go for the arm!" And they don't hear me, and that's what frustrates me. So what I'd like to do is, because of the prevalence of these things always ending up on the ground, I'd like to cover some fundamentals of fighting from the ground. Okay? So first of all, and so I don't wear myself out, let me take Karen. If I'm down here, the first thing I want to remember is I've got 4 weapons. Actually, I have 5 weapons. I have 2 hands, 2 legs, and a head. Okay? And I'm trying to get out with my arms, but I'm not using my legs. Okay, so if my arms are constrained, you want to try to use your legs in such a way that you can. Okay? Here I'm using my legs to effect a bridge. Or I might do a bridge like we did yesterday. Okay? Or whenever you get on the ground, you always want to have one knee in between you. That's cardinal rule number 1. And what that knee is for, let me get this knee on the nuts. There. What the knee is for, sometimes, is to be able to use your legs this way. And I see a lack of that in that championship fighting. They ought to be using these legs in terms of breaking balance. Okay? And so that's one of the things. So here's what I want you to do is go down on the ground, get one leg in between. That's what maintains control. Grab a hold of the gi so she can't get up. See? In order to avoid my leg attack, what she should do is back off. Just back off. And then my legs have nothing to work with. So in order to prevent that, grab a hold and keep her close. One thing to do is twist your body, get one foot underneath, push that leg straight, and roll them over. Okay. Second thing to do is get one leg hooked on the inside, the other leg hooked on the outside, and turn them over. Okay, so let's just do those 2 things alone. And try to work with somebody near your size, because if you get too disparate, it becomes really difficult. Okay? So,
got access to really?
Yeah.
You can share.
Come on.
The person at the top looks like they're in charge.
It's not like muscle against my arm muscle.
I put it over a 12-inch
So, now, that's just one example. And you may never run across a situation that's precisely that situation. Actually, it's not uncommon, and I've used that, I don't know how many times to successfully get out. But there are other positions you can find yourself into. One approach is to twist and squirm until you get to the position you want. And that was the key, as some of you found out, is to not just lie there and expect things to be in the right place. Sometimes you have to move your body around in order to get there. But you can also end up in other kinds of positions. For example, is going to cause her a problem. And so what you might want to do is try to work your way out of that by squirming over this way. There you go. Now I've lost it. Now my legs are not going to do me a lot of good. And so I've got to go to some other techniques. For example, I might come with an arm bar over the top. Okay? Or suppose, come back up. Yeah. Suppose, no, let me get that. I get that leg back again, okay? And that's fine. From this position, I might want to come over the top, and I've got to upside down Budokai. Okay, let's just go back this way. There's my Budokai. And what we had, it's the same thing, but it's upside down. And all I need to do is bar up. Okay? So let's take that position. Suppose we're here, and you reach, and she's got straight arms. Reach over, lock her arm to your body. You don't want to lose that. Take one leg, throw it over the top, and go onto your stomach. And now you've got it. Okay? You won't find that in the textbooks. But you better try. Thank you. Okay. You want to turn over totally with your body and not just use your ankle like this. Because if you try to push him away with your ankle, look what happens to his arm. And it goes way down the end of my body. Now I have much less leverage. So when you do your turnover, try to forget his head. All you're trying to do is rotate around the shoulder and slide under him. So bring this down here, like so. See how close he is to my knee? And many of you are doing this. So you should be way under him, and the further under him you can get, the better. And now you have a bar right here, and all you need to do is bar on that. Okay, so one more time. Remember, when you throw this leg over the object is not to catch his head. The object is to get as far around as you can. Be fast. Okay?
Hey.
Go and try that. You want to turn it into self-defense until you get over the top, like so. And at this point, slide his leg out, sit back on his neck, and you've got a strangulation here, and bring his arm up. We have a question?
No, it's an E-palm and then going to a dragon choke.
Dragon choke. This is a dragon choke, but you're approaching it from the back door.
Wow.
Okay, so just sit up, break the shoulders, and try at the same time. That was only two. So again, what you're doing is exactly the same as you did before. You throw this leg over and bring the other leg out. And do sit back on his head. Okay? Give that a try. Thank you. as we did before. So he's upside down, but I can't quite get there. You know, he's very strong, and when I bring this leg over, I can't get myself turned around. Or he may have my shoulder here. To turn over requires me to pull that shoulder out. So if I can get this leg over, and I can't get the shoulder out. Now I've got this arm right here. My knee on the arm, and I'm reinforcing it with the hand. So the knee goes down, the hand goes up. Okay. Another alternative is, if I can get the leg across, but I can't get turned over at this point, I can use the leg to come back the other way. Okay? So try both of those. Try both of those. She's up closer. She's up closer. And I've tried all my other things. I can't get that leg out because she's smart. If I try to push it out and she moves it, or she steps over it, there, okay? So that isn't going to work. So I want to try to get that leg out again. And if I can, try to work this knee on the inside. Once I get this knee on the inside, she's mine. Because this leg comes up, this leg goes around the head. Okay, and there's a strangulation. You saw it coming, didn't you? So what you want to do is have both legs free on the outside. This leg goes up on top. This leg has to work its way out. And then it locks. Strangulation? Right. Okay? Give that a try. Well, he invariably jumps on my body, and I find that some of these maneuvers, I'm resting while he's struggling, because I'm laying on my back, snoozing. And he's wearing himself out, and with just a few maneuvers like that, get a leg out, get a leg in, get a foot underneath, you can turn the whole thing around instantly. Now, to finish off, I'd like to just finish with one particular technique that I'm sure everybody knows, but I want to practice it, so we'll try it again. Let me take Ann. We're going to turn the tables now, and Ann is down on her back. And I'm on top this time. Now, what should Ann be doing as a defense?
Trying to get her leg underneath.
Okay, well, we fix that. Now what else should she be doing?
Choke.
Okay, yeah, right. She should be trying to strangle me. Have you ever found yourself in this position? It's a tough proposition, isn't it? Okay? You can pull away, only the more you pull away, the tighter it gets. You can go towards her, but that's what she wants to do is pull.
Choke down the fence, eh?
Did you suddenly find 150 pounds limp on top of you? What she wants to do is pull me in close because that multiplies her scissor action of the arm, see? Okay? So, my predicament is how to get out of this, and one way to get out of this is to simply unscrew it. Now she doesn't have to choke, and guess what? I have time here to come. Okay? People knew that before? Use that? No? Okay.
No.
So when you're on the top, he has a choke. He has a choke. There's only one direction that you can go to unscrew it. If you go in the wrong direction and notice it's getting tighter, change your mind. Go the other way. Maintain control of her as you do that. Oh, that's the wrong direction. I learn quickly. the choke unscrews itself, and you have a hold down. Okay? Good. Give that a try.
Hey.
And it is, first of all, get that leg across, that controls the distance. Second of all, you might use the free leg in order to straighten it out, create a straight line, hook the leg with the other foot, and roll the individual over. Okay? And that's all fine and good when they're cooperative, but suppose you don't want the person off the top of you because you want to do a strangle underneath. Okay? So I'm strangling. Her answer to my strangle is to rotate, right? Unscrew it. Well, that's right. Okay, nothing else. The answer to stopping that is to grapevine her legs. Now rotate. Okay, so there's an answer for everything. So if you're on the bottom and you want them to stay there, you grapevine. If you're on the bottom and you want to get out, you've got to get some kind of use. What I'm trying to emphasize is to use all four extremities as fighting weapons. And most people forget that. Okay, most people forget that. Now, there was one other thing that, just to give you a flavor, I've escaped her strangle, come around behind, taken her down. Now I've got Kamishio Gatami. Okay? Now, how do you get out of Kamishio Gatami? Is there anybody who doesn't know some of the escapes? A couple of people? Do you know?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Let's see if I can do it. You sit up, put me in Kamishio Gatami. Kamishio Gatami is a very powerful hold down because I cannot sit up because I have all the cantilever weight of her body back there. Okay? I can't go to the right if she has her leg spread because she has a brace out here. And same thing on this side. Can't do it. So this is a very powerful hold down. One way out is get yourself perpendicular. And now you can come out from underneath that way. Okay, so let's try that. What I want you to do, start out with the person on top being strangled. Person on top unwinds, puts them in Kamishio Gatami. Person on the bottom spins so they're perpendicular and then comes out from underneath. Okay, that sequence. Right. Okay, I come in here, either she has the leg in and gets it out because she's going to do something because she wants to grapevine my legs, say, to keep me from spinning out of this choke. Okay, this is a real problem because I can't get my leg, I can't get over her. I can't jump forward, I can't do anything. And so the question is, how do you get out of this? Look, believe me, for every technique there's a counter. It's not always known, but somebody somewhere will figure out a counter. The counter to getting out of the grapevine is to push one knee down, slip your knee over the top, and slide it out. Okay? One of the reasons that works, one of the reasons this works, when you push this down, as you slide your knee over, there's a nerve there. Right there. And
Does it really hurt?
and then you just simply slide your knee forward and then unhook, and this will slide down. Okay, so that's the counter to the counter to the counter to the counter. Okay, give that a try and then we'll quit. Take a little step backwards. Come back. Come back down. Step back and push down. There. You tighten it with the front of your hips.
If I do this, he spins around here. Now the nice thing about jiu-jitsu is, in judo you got to break balance a lot. So in jiu-jitsu the person is attacking you. So if the punch comes in, I'm redirecting it straight back. If I get the person very heavy, I take him right to the ground and finish him off. If you get a person that's twice your size, you don't try to hold him on. Once again, in slow motion. That's good. Block. Circle. Up to here. Go back. And choke. I can do partners. Move this side. I'm losing. Yes. Four. Right? That was some four back there. Just like you're going to do with Shigatami, right? Right, just throw the leg over. Sit back. Oh. That's kind of fun. What's that for again? I'm going to stop. I need you. Wait, partners. This is very tall and very easy to do. Okay, so punch happens, block, take your person to the top, and you have them down here like this, put their block. They're kind of wired. So they get up on you.
I'm like,
Put it down here. In this position here, I'm like so. I'm leaning back, but as you all sometimes know, you get the technique, but they sometimes come up into you. You do this leg goes behind. And you're going to figure four the head. All right? Give that a shot. Taking this one step further even. Okay, this is part of the job should be fine. We've been locking, we've been doing strangles and locking arms. What I do now is a little bit of leg locks. I have a fun technique which you can do called the scissors roll up. So you see that?
out there.
Sure, I'll walk. First of all, the technique. So let's break that down into its parts. First punch, second punch, third punch I don't block. Once again. First, second, third. And I kneel inside the leg here. As I drop down, this catches here. This is this. I come out, I hold here. Notice I'm not going to leave the leg here. Push back. Pushing over. I'm up here and I lock. Push back. One more time. One more motion. 2, as the last one comes in, and let it go over my head and down. Hook, up, in, set. With your partners, right? Schmidt. Sensitive, you can lock that Bushido. Because it goes pressure, pain, break. The knee's different. It goes pressure, break, pain. So when you feel pressure, tap out.
Right.
Watch out for your knees, because your knees can go quickly on this. When you're taking the person down, you're hooking and using leverage. You're not taking them down with karate. Be careful not to hit the leg on the side, hook and lift. So on the last one, what you're doing again, so you can see, 1, 2, as they bring it into you, I'm stopping, I'm going underneath. It's like I'm saying, bring it to me. Oh, you missed, and I got underneath here. At this time here, it's very important, this knee to be inside here, because I'm going to catch here. And I want him to gently kneel. I want him to be nice and comfy going down. I lift. Maybe you won't move, I encourage you here a little bit. Try that again. Make sure you're directly behind me and on the side. The person in the street doesn't have to know this, but the person on the net does. I go like this. He reaches it around and grabs part of the knee. He's holding on. That's a support. And look left. That's it.
Question. Left and then forward to right.
Hold the right.
Okay.
Oh, that was your left hand. You can't. Your other foot.
This is a lot like that.
Oh, so you're trying to think of which hand to grab? Yeah, did you see which side to
Okay, that seems like that well, you were
Right on his like.
The only problem with that is I hit you really hard.
Comes with arms straight. So then the left. Funny. You're like this. Hold it.
We have this throw over narcotics.
I'm going to turn this over to Jay now, but first what I'd like to do is show you where the technique is going. I apologize for running out of time here, but I do want you to see the final product. This particular technique I find very interesting because I fell in love with it. And done in judo competition, it's very effective. And surprised a few people.
Turn around and do it. Danny, turn around and do it.
After the throw here, what I've done is I've got him up here. Now what I've got is a strangle on, but I'm in the wrong position. I've got to be on the other side, so excuse me a minute. Thank you very much.
Just a rising elbow strike. What do you know? Someone put a stick in my hand, and I actually had a pretty decent strike. Okay? What else do we have? Diagonals, right? Diagonals, side to side. All with that same reverse hand position. As you're practicing these strikes, let me make a generic comment about the stick. We see it as a blunt weapon. It is, in fact. We tend to think about crushing things, bashing things. Okay? I want to give you a slightly different mental picture in using the stick. I don't want you to necessarily think about this as a crushing weapon or a blunt weapon. There are occasions where rooted power is obviously very good. All right? I want you to instead think of this as an edged weapon. This is a blade. So I don't want you necessarily thinking about crush. I want you to think cut. Okay? It's a blade. Also, I want you, some of you are doing this naturally, which I like. I want you, again, not thinking about rooted power, but being light on your feet. Allow your hips to turn. Allow you to move on the balls of your feet. Stay light as you're doing this. Okay, everyone's doing pretty well. The striking or cutting implications of the stick, most people won't have any trouble seeing. In karate-like techniques, the other primary role of the stick can be as a blocking instrument. Okay, we can think about our basic blocks. Let's talk about the reverse grip for a moment. What seems natural? Well, gosh, if I'm doing an upper block, what do I have here? I've got a protection for the hand. Inside middle block. Outside middle block. Yodan. Okay? Those can all be augmentations. Likewise, if the stick is in the normal grip, okay? Godan. Block, block. Okay? Block, block. Okay? We've got all of those ideas. Since time is short, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but you've seen it, so spend a little time thinking about it. It's pretty straightforward in how this can be used to block other things. Let's now move. Okay, everyone find your striking stick. Well, we're going to complicate the issue now. We've got two sticks. We're going to start working some stick patterns. Brief introduction. Okay, you can think of these as kata. They're in fact like kata. All right. We'll begin very simply and build somewhat. The first thing I want you to think about is a two-strike pattern. Okay, everyone follow along with me. We're going to go an upper strike to a lower strike. An upper strike to a lower strike. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you get more comfortable, you can increase the speed a little bit. as you get a little more comfortable with these things, you can then begin some part. Rest assured, when you start practicing with a partner, your hands will get hit occasionally. Okay? It just happens. It's not very bad. All right. 3-count patterns. Patterns get a bit more complicated. Okay? Wide variety of how we might do these. One is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we've got a, what do we got here? We've got a down, up, down, up, down. Okay? I'm going to teach actually a different one. There's many 3 counts. I'll just show you a couple first. Simple permutation on that. Down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Kind of looks similar, but it was a little different. Okay, and then the one everyone likes to practice because it's sort of like this windmilling figure 8, which is the one I'll have you do, is we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. 1, 2, 3. Everyone do it with me. 1, 2, 3. 1. Crosses outside. 2, 3. 1. Tucks underneath. 2. Comes from outside. 3. These are all downward strikes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. What's the other one? 1, 2. There it is. 3. 1, 2, 3. One of the things that you'll notice is that at no point is any one stick static. While one stick is doing something, the other one is typically moving to draw for the next strike. And as you get more comfortable, just try and stay relaxed. Everyone likes this one because it's nice and fast. Okay? 1, 2. Okay, it's a little tricky. Now, let's do a 4-count pattern. We'll do this together. And this is simply a combination of some things we learned in the first one and the second one. Okay, so starting with your left. Down 1. With your right, down 2. With your left, across. With your right, follow it. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Cross over the arm. 4. You guys spread out a little bit. 1, 2, cross 3, 4. 1, 2, cross 3, 4. 1. Touch your left. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's down on the left side.
Some more check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Wait, keep going. Do it 3 times in a row.
Oh.
It's down. That's it. 1.
There you go.
Whoop.
That's it.
Okay, we're going to have a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Just stay relaxed. Right?
Using kind of 1, 2,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah. The timing is a degree of freedom that you have. Okay, as we're learning this, we can think about it being very segmented. Okay? But as we work some of the knowledge, it will tend to lend itself to maybe some different timing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? It may have little pauses in it. That's okay. Just try and get the basic mechanics of that motion.
No? So you got okay, so
Okay, now this is a very quick introduction. Some of of you are having a little trouble with it, but we're going to continue to reinforce this 4-count pattern. There are lots of ways of combining patterns. They can get progressively more complicated. I don't think it serves our purpose to teach them all through here. Simple 6-count pattern ideas. Okay, so now we're introducing an asymmetric idea. There's 8-count patterns. There's 12-count patterns. Okay, so they can get more and more complicated. You can make these things up yourself. There's nothing sacred about them. All they are is combinations of the fundamental striking motions. Okay. We're going to come back to the 4-count pattern. We're going to work some bump pattern. So we're going to get rid of stick. Let's break this down to about 1 stick. You need a partner? Go ahead and find yourself a partner, please. Good. So some striking fundamentals. Actually, I lied. You only need 1 stick for the pair of you. So someone can put down 2 sticks. One of you keep a stick. So we're going to come back to our 4-count pattern. The 4-count pattern, boy, only have 1 stick. What does it look like? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does everyone see that? Good. Okay. Let's apply it to an attack. So Mr. Haynes is coming in with a right roundhouse punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? There's your 4-count pattern. Let's work that, please.
Okay, let's try it. I will make it.
We do a lot of this. Whether you hit me or not, you should hit this. This is motion when you come in like this.
This motion here, I come back here.
I bring it down. It's one of those nice things.
Okay, 1, 2. All right, this is a fan. Okay, if he doesn't move, I move. Okay, I'm expecting him to respond because he doesn't want to get hit. Okay, if he doesn't move to avoid this strike, he will get hit. It makes okay. So go ahead and turn your head a little bit to each other so you don't have to be doing this all the time. Okay.
Yeah, basically, this is I would think that's my motion. My motion doesn't have a block. Yes, exactly. On this side, this can move back to the strike. The extension slide on the extension of the weapon that you get is not any motion. So essentially that's the same amount of laser motion you're going to get. But it's an extending this little lever.
Good observation. Good. Excellent.
Yeah, you definitely go slow, at least with the stick back. So it's a 4-count. So you're going to leave it over there.
I was looking like that. So after going back, bring it back to that.
Yeah, what I thought we had is right.
Remember when you want to,
I've got more level.
when you want to strike them? That's not bad.
Step here.
There's nowhere near the velocity of the shadows.
This
Okay,
goes
all
backwards.
right. Everyone seems to be getting most of the hang of this. Won't be able to perfect anything, but you know, we'll keep running through some ideas. So we're going to start the same way, right roundhouse punch. 1, 2, oh no, we threw the left roundhouse punch. 3, 4, fan. 1, 2. Okay, he comes in, 1 punch. 1, 2, second punch, 3, 4, fan. Get some room. Okay, 1, 2. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, everyone see that? Fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I'll let you go.
And that one there is just again.
Yes.
I'm looking at you.
So you just do this.
Okay, so I'm talking to myself. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That works. Look at that.
We're just going to change it slightly. Okay, what we were working was right roundhouse punch. 1, 2. The other punch comes in. 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. Nobody said I had to stay put. I can move. Okay. Same thing. 1, 2. Boom. 3, 4. Other punch. Boom. 1, 2. Okay. Again. 1, 2. Throws the other punch. 3, 4. Now I'm going to move. 1, 2. Okay, hard.
See, so you're doing it, you're extending this. You can whack on the shoulder, but the shoulder's pretty strong.
So where do you want him?
You can hit anywhere, the elbow, the other thing is, I don't go ahead and let that go by. So here's the fan. I step it down.
But I started
Basically, it's starting to fly. You just have to watch
Using the stick changes it a little bit. So keeping the basic fundamentals. Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's not just
hard to understand. But there are some people today that have achieved a level, and I'm going to let the rank speak for itself. And Schmidt. Worked very hard in our school. Her techniques have always been expertly done and flawless, and she's also been a very good teacher. So at this particular time, I'd like to recognize that fact by moving her from the rank of Shodan to the rank of Nidan. So without any further ado, whereas having learned the philosophical truths involved, the diligent practice of Bushido, whereas having demonstrated an outstanding level of technical proficiency, and a recognition of the acceptance of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of this rank, I, Budokai, hereby awards the rank and title of Nidan and Senpai in the martial arts jiu-jitsu awarded this 26th day of May, 1996, in performance of the standards and requirements of Budokai, Budokai Ustes, and Zen Budokai. One. Two. Next is an individual who also works very hard and has helped many students. And I hear him constantly giving out advice and helping them straighten out their thinking. And although he probably doesn't know this, I overhear a lot of this and I'm listening, and he's being graded on this all the time. So I'm very proud of this, so it's an extra strength. Whereas having learned the philosophical truths involved in those who practice Bushido, whereas having demonstrated an outstanding level of technical proficiency and in recognition of the acceptance of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of this rank, I, Budokai, hereby awards this fastest trainer the degree and title of Sandan and the title of Sensei in the martial arts jiu-jitsu awarded this 26th day of May, 1996, in conformance with the standards and requirements of Budokai, Budokai Ustes, and Zen Budokai. Few firsts happening here today. We have one more promotion. The extra pin. What this is. Very often, actually, very often we see a lot of students working very well. Sometimes a student shines very highly and does very well to the point where you have to stop for a second and go, wow. When you see a technique happen, you go, well, I'd like to trade mine for that. That was terrific. So I'd like to recognize today Vincent and Yodan. Whereas having learned the philosophical truths involved through diligent practice of Bushido, have to memorize by now. Whereas having demonstrated an outstanding level of technical proficiency and a recognition and acceptance of the rights, and the privileges, and responsibilities of this rank, I, Budokai, hereby awards to Vincent LaJoy the degree of Sandan, the title of Sensei, the degree Black Belt in Martial Arts Jiu-Jitsu, awarded this 26th day of May, 1996, in conformance with the standards and requirements by Budokai, Budokai Ustes, and Zen Budokai. Vinny, I've worked very hard with you, and while I'm working with you, I've noticed there's been some changes in your techniques, and I'd like you to be the first ranks of these that I've ever been awarded into any of my students. And I think what everyone here will understand. Whereas having learned the philosophical truths involved in those who practice Bushido, the same Budokai Seminar May. And whereas having demonstrated an outstanding level of technical proficiency, the acceptance of the rights and privileges and responsibilities of this rank, I hereby awards to Vincent LaJoy the degree of Shodan, first degree Black Belt in Martial Sport and Jiu-Jitsu, awarded this 26th day of May, 1996, in conformance with the standard requirements of Budokai Ustes and Zen Budokai.
I'll recover. Well, thank you very much, Danny. That was very good. As a matter of fact, I think we forgot one. I have one myself. And if I may have Sensei Ustes, please. Good. We have a ceremony that we do in our system, and that is the belt is recognized to represent your knowledge. Therefore, you never wash your belt because you wash out your knowledge, at least symbolically. And when you get a promotion, you never want to lose the knowledge you've already had. So we ask you to remove your belt, tie it in a square knot, if you would. He's having a little difficulty because it's been about 15 years since the last time he removed his belt. But we understand that. We grade on techniques, not belt removal. And I would place his belt over here, and at that time I would give him his new belt. And what we're going to do is cheat a little bit, and we're going to give him his belt back. Sensei Ustes has been my eyes and ears in Connecticut for the past 15 or 18 years. And I've let him run the school very much as was appropriate with my contacts, my frequent contacts with him. And believe it or not, I know a lot about many of you through my conversations with Sensei Ustes. He's been Yodan for about 15 years now. He's matured. I've seen changes in him, changes in the students, and I've been watching him on the mat teaching during this process. He certainly has achieved a degree of wisdom and a degree of teaching ability beyond that which I expected. As a matter of fact, I learned some teaching techniques from him today. And so, with all due respect, I would like at this time to promote Sensei Ustes to Godan, or 5th degree black. I won't read the same words that you've heard several times now. So Daniel Ustes is awarded the degree of Godan, or 5th degree in the martial art of Jiu-Jitsu, awarded this 26th day of May 1996, in conformance with the standards of Budokai East and the Zen Budokai. Congratulations. Present your belt. Wow, a paper flew around. Thank you very much. And I think that will conclude it.
Yes, no, yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
This weekend has been a real experience. I'm very proud to be working everyone here, and I hope we can do this together.
We certainly will.
Sit deep, sure.
Right.
There's one last thing.
So fit.
Sensei Kunzman. Refuse to take off the belt, time to square up, final time. Before I award the certificate, there's a few words I'd like to say. I gave great thought to this, and it was very important to me that the proper words be said. So I apologize if I'm reading what I wrote the speech and went over it many times, because each word is very important. Sometimes we meet people who have an aura of peace, calm, and compassion, an aura of serenity. One can be greatly moved by this encounter. It's a kind of presence, one that is at the same time so compelling that there is an intense attraction. This attraction affords us a view of vast horizons that are open to human nature, an infinite light, a cosmic kindness, an openness that never closes. We begin to wonder if it is possible for us to share in that powerful energy. All of us would like to achieve something in our lives. Just then, a hand reaches out. Like the sculpture molding the clay, this hand changes our life. gives us courage, defines justice, encourages veracity, it defends honor, shows loyalty, while being benevolent, all with politeness. This sculptor is a sensei, my sensei, and it gives me great honor to award you this degree. This certificate is from Duke Moore. Today I'm acting as his in proxy. He could not be here, so it is a great honor that I sit in this position. I do not deserve to sit. Zen Budokai of America. This award is made for outstanding performance in the knowledge and skills of martial arts and for the understanding of philosophical truth and Zen forces involved. Aikijitsu, 8th degree black belt, signed. Wow. It's like who's director? Duke Moore, 10th degree black belt. That's amazing. Intense. Congratulations.
The delay is in proportion to age. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a certificate sent by Duke Moore. It's signed by about 25 or 30 other black belts, several 8th degrees and 7th and 8th. And I was very proud. I'm very proud to have it. And you can all look at it in more detail. The first signature down here is Bernie Weiss, who is the president of ATAMA, of the American Teachers Association of Martial Arts. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. This was not planned at the time that we set this up, and just happened to subsequently happen at Sensei Moore's retirement from the MAC ceremony. And I thought it would be appropriate, since we had this gathering at this time, to include that. So I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate all of your hard work. Are there any questions? Yeah, how do you do this thing? Yes, sir.
Just certainly on behalf of Shoshin-Ryu, my sensei, Sensei Elsa, and also Sensei Carlson, would like to say once again that we're very, very happy to be included in with your workout and in the ceremony also. It's very nice. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And my appreciation to the entire Shoshin-Ryu organization for their support and help. Couldn't have done this without you. Okay, so let's close up, or come up for a final. So we'll start with the highest promotion first. And let's see who's next. And you form a line, you're next.
And I'm out of film. 13 rolls of film I've got.
Is that right?
You're not out.
Yes. I'm only grateful that I'm the highest. So that-
Well, Duke said I was supposed to.
He's gonna come here and do it himself.
Frank, I think this is Shodan.
Oh, great.